to the next segment. You just dropped Winter's Outcast like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Shout out to the Cancers because my birthday was the weekend before.
Ooh, birthday
had a good little time.
Ooh. What's your day?
I had a party and then I went to another party. It was one of them days.
It was party.
Yeah, it was brunch.
Good.
Another club. Another club. It was that kind of thing.
Fun.
I didn't come home until 4 in the morning and I started at like 12 p.m. that day.
That's a good birthday.
Great birthday. All right. But yeah, so that project just came out and Lonely is the first single off of it, right?
Yeah. Is it?
Is it the first one?
Yeah. No. I think is the second because 14 days. 14 days, which is I dropped it in Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like, I wanna link up with you. I wanna lick and kiss and touch your tattoos. Like it's fire. I love that one.
Yeah.
But is that one and then it's Lonely.
And then it's Lonely. All right. So talk to me about the period of time before starting to give us Winter's Outcast.
So Winter's Outcast, it took a while. I was going through my like I had music already prepared for the project that I wanted to drop.
Mm-hmm.
But then I couldn't touch that music.
Why?
So it was something like it's just a lot of it's a lot of stuff. So I linked back up with Navi, which is one of my main producers, and like he gets it. So Lou, because Lou always come through and shit.
I like how she say his name.
Yeah. So Lou and Navi came through, and then we was recording in Jersey with my boy Auden, which he engineered most of the project and stuff. And then I was in Tremont also with my boys. So like these are my boys. Like when I was like 16, I'll always that
What's
summer
that?
in 2016.
Tremont, is it?
That's the Bronx.
Okay.
So yeah, because most of my family's from the Bronx and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with the Bronx a lot.
Okay.
That's where my dad was at, all my aunts and uncles.
Okay.
But basically during 2016 and stuff like that, I used to be a lot in the Bronx too, because the boys will be like recording and stuff like that. So shout out to Daddy, Dad, Rudy, and all of them. I linked back up with them too, and I was like, yo, I need y'all help just as my bros. Like, I just need to be around love. Like, that's all I needed. Like, I just need love. I just need to be around music. So I just combined my basically family, friends, and the music all together. And I just started recording. And they was just, like, out of all those tracks, like, we did more. I think I recorded more than, like, 100 or 80. I'm not sure. I know we did a lot. Like, not just between them, but like before that I already had like done. But just with them, like it was a lot of like songs that basically every day I went in there and I was just like, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. So like Winter's Outcast really represented like big moments of like, all right, out of these 5 songs, this one describes exactly what she felt here. So it's like, that's literally how like I broke it down and everything.
Given like, you kind of buckling down and putting yourself in that environment to experience music and family and love all at once, was there something that you experienced that brought you to that point to where that's all you needed and all you wanted around you? What were you going through?
I feel like I always talk about it. I always talk about like how in the pandemic it took a big like toll on me. Like, but to the point where I got like closer to God and I started just taking more time to myself. Because I feel like when I first got signed, I had just like gone through like this like huge life-changing event for me. And it really, really messed up my mental health. So by then, like nobody was really as sensitive to mental health or like taking things into consideration. So I'm like 18, 19, I'm signed, everybody's co-signing me and this and that. And then I'm like in my room, like having anxiety attacks, having like couldn't sleep, taking medication to sleep, PTSD. Like it was a lot of things, being paranoid. Going on stage, I'll be like just lit to be on stage, to even work on my nerves, I'll always stay. Like I was literally drinking a lot. Like I'll be all over the place. People will probably be like, oh, maybe she's lit or not, but that's just Mel's. You know, it became so regular to people that people didn't really understand. Like those were my coping like mechanisms to a lot of things that was going on. And a lot of things also that like when I said like with God and his timing, a lot of things were also understanding the industry and understanding how to also communicate with others, understanding how to not like step on people or be too opinionated and stuff like that, or be too open. And during that whole time, I always leaned on like one person, and this person became like my mentor and everything to me because this person was already in the industry. So a lot of times I would never do anything alone. Like I wasn't too trustworthy in no one. I was always paranoid, just like, oh my God, everybody's, you know, because you go through changes. You go through, all right, now you're signed, now everybody's your friend. And family comes out. You know, it's like a lot of things that change. So it's just like, all right, now I had this mentor who I felt didn't need anything from me. So that's who's a perfect person then to rely on or just like listen to a lot. So with this mentor, like I grew. So like now I'm talking 19, 18, 20, 21, 23. I'm growing with this person, you know? Yeah. So in a way, what took me like back, the pandemic definitely brought me closer to God. It was like, all right, now you're isolated. Now you got to put your big girl pants on. Like, what if the world was like really ending? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now that gave me oh, okay, hold on. I do suffer from anxiety. I do suffer from like a lot of paranoia. But yeah, I was thinking about Insidious. I just saw Insidious the other day.
Oh, wait, the new one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it good?
It's good. It's good. I like it.
All right.
But yeah. but with that, I was just like, with being paranoid, I started to look at things differently. I'm like, okay, nobody really understood that I was bugging the out, and that's fine. I feel like my fans kind of picked up a lot because I feel like I have a very supportive fan base where they'll even hit me like, you're good, mama. Like, you don't know. This is like always checking on me and stuff like that. And then I had a bunch of interviews where I'm like crying or I'm just like not emotionally stable either. So I'm like, okay, I have time to sit, be with myself. No one's around. The world is literally on standstill. There's no noise. There's just the wind. Nobody want to even touch. My dad used to freaking drop off in a suit, like, here, you know, and leave. Like, that's when, like, all of that was going on. So, I just had time to reflect and be like, okay, when I step back out, I don't want to continue 5 more years in this new person's body that I've created because of my traumas. Because I feel like I was walking in trauma. I was walking in just like identifying myself as the fears and everything that were things that were projected on me, things that I experienced, which is at the end of the day, you're supposed to experience things. Not everybody comes out the same. You know what I'm saying? But before that, I had to remember the girl that I was. And I was this firecracker girl. I was this, oh, we're going to throw ourselves from you ever been to Mountain Creek with the big bop? So that has like an 18 feet that you throw yourself from. I'm not sure. But I did that like 4 times. Yeah, I did that 4 times. And like now I can't say I'll do it. But like I was like, yo, like I need to go back to that fearless girl. You know, like being on bikes and just doing stuff. Like I was always just doing stuff. And the pandemic brought me to that. So just from the pandemic up to the part where, you know, where I'm like with my friends and stuff, I feel like I stepped into womanhood. It's another thing. I started to appreciate myself more. I started to, like how I said, self. You know, I started to speak to self more. Oh, and the Hood Healer. Do you know who that is?
Is that Instagram?
She's basically, she's from Instagram. She's from all.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so I like her because she's very blunt, and a lot of times you don't have to agree with everything a blunt person says, or because it's not always true. But I also, what I took from her is like, yo, this is me with like when no one's around, or like with my friends. Like I need to also be not afraid to say what I feel and be who I am, and whoever like me is gonna me regardless. And that's what I learned from her too, and just also taking accountability and putting that same that same like accountability that you would put on somebody else, like, well, you need to, no, put it on yourself. How are you contributing to this, for this to even be an identity or even be something that's consistently in your life? And when I started like just self-reflecting more and more and more, with my mentor, I realized like, yo, this is not somebody that's just there to be an assistant for me. This is somebody that if I use them first, whatever the hell I need, they're there for that. But that doesn't mean that they need to hold me every step of the way, you know?
Yeah.
So when that person even did their own thing, and I was like, oh my God, like you're not there. And it's just like, no. I'm also being selfish. Like this person has their own journey. This is my book of, okay, this person has the formula and everything. But no, they're still figuring things out too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's
you know,
facts.
but that comes from, I'm 19, 18. I'm still learning. I'm just like, okay, you're older than me. You know more. No, now it's like, okay, no, I want to know. We're baking a cake. Okay, what's the ingredients? And what's this? What's
what
that?
temperature you put it on?
Now, I trust you, bake the cake. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I'll just come decorating. No, like now I'm more like invested in everything. And with that happening, I feel like I said, God and his timing, aside from the pandemic, then to that person even having their own journey to go on, I was just like, yo, like I need to get back to who I was, to who before I even came into the whole, I moved through the industry stuff. No, who was Nelly? Who was Audrey? You know, so
Audrey.
Yeah, it's my name. So with that, I went to my boys and I was just like, yo, like let's just cut up. And the thing about me is like my boys, like when I say my boys, like these are my boys. Like, these are my friends. Like all my guy friends, like I feel like, yo, you good sis, you know what I'm saying? So it will be a lot of conversations where there'll be days where I'm like, yo, this is how I feel. Next day I'm like, I just feel like this. And they kind of like went with my mood swings. Like, oh, shout out to Deja Vu Studios and boys. But they kind of just rolled the wave with me. And that's, I came up with the name with Winter's Outcast too.
I'm going to ask you that. How'd you come up with that?
Yeah, because I felt like an outcast in general. Like even in the group that I was like, was signed where I felt like an outcast. I felt like an outcast in the industry. When I got signed, I felt super like just an outcast. I felt misunderstood. I felt like a lot of things that happened, I felt like I couldn't even clear up, or it's like if I did, it was just a lot. So I feel like I was always outcast to even understanding how to go about things with the music and my career. So with, like I said, with this person that was always like just guiding me and stuff, having their own journey, I felt like even more of an outcast during the winter, because like even like Christmas and stuff like that, like a lot of, holidays don't always go good for everybody.
No.
And that time was my point of like real reflection. So it was like I was a winter's outcast because I don't feel like I participated in the joy of it, but more so in the journey of what God wanted me to experience, and is contributing now to who I'm becoming as a woman.
That's facts. I want to snap for something to that. Air hug. We'll hug you after. But no,
Yes.
You said you didn't get to not contribute. You didn't get to experience the joy of like certain holidays and stuff in the winter, but you were going through what growth and what the catharsis maybe. How are we supposed to be okay being nice to ourselves when, like, I don't know how you were raised, but I wasn't necessarily raised to be nice. I don't even know, the word grace was not a thing in my household. It was like, if you're not this, you that.
Yeah.
If you don't get aged, you're going to be working at the gas station for the rest of your life.
No. I feel like this, remember how you was just coming, we was been supposed to meet today? This conversation came at the right time, boo.
Yeah.
Because I grew up just like that.
Yeah.
I was just talking about it. When I was failing a lot. I was getting bullied in school. Remember I told you about the little, I have a beautiful long neck that now I admire.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Before I used to be like, oh my God, wear turtlenecks, wear scarves. My mom never let me do my eyebrows. And my eyebrows are always
I was just
full.
looking, you have a beautiful eyebrows.
Yeah.
Don't reach that far.
They fire though. Thank you. But my was like bushy, like, to the point where I always felt insecure in school, that I always had the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting bullied and stuff like that. So it's just like, I always was tough about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it was just be like, oh, she's just being bad in school. She's just, I don't know, she's just dumb. To the point where there was this one time we was laughing about it not so long ago in front of my dad too, because it's funny when you bring it up in front of your parents, they be like, no.
Nah,
But now I'm just like, yo, you know what it is? Yeah, I grew up in a whole nother, like, also forgiving them for that. Because they grow up with, say how we be like, yo, but their parents were crazier.
My grandma would pull guns out on my mama.
You see? So it's just like stuff like that. It's like, bro, like imagine how that person is now raising another person. They all just like, we just got to break the cycle.